Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Fly Island Guy. Today we are back here in La Ceiba in Honduras, and we're going to be taking a fairly long flight over to Guatemala City, and this should be a pretty interesting flight today. We're going to be flying into a major airport for a change. Although I guess this airport was a major airport as well. But we're going to be heading into another actual major airport. And so I'm hoping to see some good cityscapes on the way in. The only thing about Guatemala airport is that it has a very high elevation. It's almost 5,000 feet in the air, so as usual, we might be dealing with a little bit of performance degradation for the engines because we're so high up, but we'll see how that goes. Shouldn't be a huge issue. But I have a story for you guys. We're going to talk about it once again in the air. But right now, let's get started. We're going to be departing today from runway 07. And I'm going to pull that up here on the left side of the screen that you guys can't see. All right, 07 is off to our left, so get our flaps into position and let's get started, folks. This is a beautiful day here in Honduras. Oh, we got started, but I totally forgot to check the weather. So while I try and keep this plane straight with one hand, I'm gonna bring up the weather over here as well. Right, so here in Honduras, we are looking at calm winds. Visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Few clouds at 2,500 feet, broken at 7,000 feet. Temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. So weather's not too bad here. We take a look at Guatemala City. My apologies, folks. Taxiing all over the place. Sorry. So Guatemala City is looking pretty good as well. VFR conditions, winds out of 020 at 10 knots. Visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Clouds are scattered 1,800 feet. Temperature is a little cooler there, 18 degrees C. And let's see. How are we looking for weather on route? So not seeing really any rain or anything in the area, so yeah, should have a fairly smooth flight. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but because we're gonna be flying in a very mountainous area, I'm gonna be traveling I'm gonna be flying pretty high for the Twin Otter, so we're gonna be doing about 15,000 feet as our cruising altitude, just so I could avoid any mountains. I'm just hoping that's high enough. Might have to adjust on the way. Simreef gave us 10,000 feet, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be too low, so. Alright, we are good to go. We're all lined up. Let's do all of our checks before we go. Landing lights can come on. Strobes can come on. Taxi lights we can turn on anyway. Turn on pitot heat as well. Don't really need it right now, but just want to get it when we get up in the air. Flaps are... let's set that to 20 for takeoff. Fuel is set to... fuel conditions set to high. Props are set to maximum RPM. What else? Everything looks good, looks good, looks good. I think we are good to go, folks. Alright, let's get out of here. Altimeter is already set, and I will... gonna set our timer as well. Let's see. There we go. That's something I always forget to do. Alright, let's go, folks. Give a little forward pressure on the yoke. And let's take off. Let's give a hearty goodbye to Honduras. We shall catch you next time. Right. T5 was rising quickly. Let's keep an eye on that. All right. Let's go up. Just gonna set our heading, and then we'll turn on our heading bug or heading hold. And just raised up the terrain level of detail, 'cause I had it pretty low all this time, but decided to just crank it up a little bit, see how things go, and it's looking a lot better, to be honest. Alright, flaps are up. Let's continue our turn. What I want to do is get away from these mountains, which is exactly what we're heading for. All right. We are still heading for the mountains, which I don't like. They're really hard to see in these clouds, but I can really still see them. So what I'm gonna do is get a little more aggressive with our climb. It's actually really close to the mountains on our left side. And once we kind of get up and over the mountains, we'll dial back our RPMs a little bit, but I just want all the power I can get right now as we climb. We are getting a little bit of turbulence from the mountains. It's pretty common in Flight Simulator, but not letting that bother us though. Alright, so not sure if I mentioned it, but our flight time today is going to be about 2 hours. So in terms of like the interesting story, so I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but I am sick again. So a few videos back I was also sick as well, but this time around it turns out that I contracted the big C. I'm talking about that big C, but COVID. I picked up COVID. Started feeling sick about 2 days ago. Had a little bit of a sore throat. Then I was feeling sort of feverish, or I had chills that night. So luckily I go to the store a while before that, and while we were at the store they actually handed out COVID tests. So I decided to actually take the COVID test, and it immediately came out positive. So yeah, basically informed all the people who was around that I had tested positive, and a couple of them tested positive as well. I don't think I was the first to have it, but definitely it was good to be able to like let everybody else know. So for the most part everybody's fine though. I am doing alright, just a little stuffed up, and sore throat is pretty much gone. I just have a little bit of a cough. Yeah, a little bit of cough, a little bit of a runny nose, but feeling a lot better. Just been trying to get a lot of rest over the past day or two. And luckily this is a long weekend as well, so didn't have to work today. So yeah, overall it's been pretty good. I've also been keeping up with a strong vitamin regimen, trying to prepare for this inevitable day. I think at this point pretty much everybody is going to be exposed to COVID. If you haven't had it, you're gonna probably get it. But you definitely been exposed to it already. So I guess it's safe to say it's nothing to be too worried about. Everybody around me has had it, has still been able to kind of go about their daily lives. Nobody's been like super sick, which is good. So if you're gonna get it, this is the variant to get. So hopefully I'll be feeling back to normal in a couple days. So I haven't really been too worried about it, which is weird because I'm normally pretty I get pretty iffy about being sick. So but this has been alright, so I can't complain. Alright, so we've crossed over 10,000 feet. Gonna switch off the landing lights, and yeah, we seem to be up and over the mountains, which is good. So I'm gonna dial back on our climb rate. So we were climbing pretty aggressively, doing about 1,800 feet per minute. So I'm gonna go down to about 1,100 feet per minute, and you can pull back on the RPMs as well. Ugh. There you go. So just keeping an eye on the airspeed. So airspeed is still pretty low. So I'm gonna probably knock down the climb rate a little lower. You don't really need it that high. Yeah, we're picking up airspeed, so we're good to go now. Alright. So, in terms of where we're heading today, Guatemala City, you know, is a part of my it's part of my flights. I always like to talk about where we are heading. And right now we're doing a little cruise up and through Central America, making our way back into the Caribbean. So we're sort of going on a giant loop right now. And just to show you what we've done so far. So if you've been following the channel at all, let's pull this up for a sec. So if you've been following the channel at all, we spent a long time really just kind of good all throughout the Caribbean. We were doing it in the King Air, the BN2 Islander. Did a couple flights in the CJ4 as well. 1 or 2 flights in the CRJ. And so basically made our way all throughout here, all the way down into Trinidad and Tobago. Then we started doing flights throughout South America, staying more like in Venezuela. And now we've kind of moved all the way through up to Honduras. So we're just gonna keep going all the way around, go to Mexico, and then probably do southern US till we get right back into Bahamas. So that's what the plan is right now. It's felt like it's taken us a while to get here. This is actually a lot of terrain to travel, a lot of country to traverse to get here. So, but today we are going to Guatemala City. So bear with me as I try to read, because I'm still pretty sorry, it's still pretty stuffed up and it's kind of hard to talk as well. But Guatemala City, locally known as Guatemala or Guate or Guat, officially Ciudad de Guatemala, is the capital city and largest city of Guatemala, the most populous urban area in Central America. So the city is located in the south central part of the country, nestled in a mountain valley called Valle de la Ermita, so Hermitage Valley. And the city is the capital of the municipality of Guatemala and of the Guatemala department. Just enjoy some of these views for a second as well. Sorry, kind of up and over the clouds. So let's just enjoy the views outside. Alright. So Guatemala City is the site of the Mayan city of Camino Juyu, founded around 1500 BC. Following the Spanish conquest, a new town was established, and in 1776, it was made capital of the Kingdom of Guatemala. So in 1821, Guatemala was the seat of the Declaration of Independence of Central America from Spain, after which it became the capital of the newly established United Provinces of Central America. So in 1847, Guatemala declared itself an independent republic with Guatemala City as its capital. The city was originally located in what is now Antigua, Guatemala, and was moved to its current location in 1777. Sorry. Need something to drink. Alright, before I continue, I'm going to pull back on the RPM just a little bit more. Alright. So look at that. We are doing 160 knots ground speed, but about 116 indicated airspeed. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. So Guatemala serves as the economic, governmental, and cultural epicenter of the nation of Guatemala. The city also functions as Guatemala's main transportation hub, hosting an international airport, La Aurora International Airport, which is exactly where we're heading today, and serving as the origination or endpoint for most of Guatemala's major highways. The city, with its robust economy, attracts hundreds of thousands of rural migrants from Guatemala's interior hinterlands and serves as the main entry point for most foreign immigrants seeking to settle in Guatemala. In addition to a wide variety of restaurants, hotels, shops, and a modern BRT transport system, the city is home to many art galleries, theaters, sports venues, and museums, including some fine collections of pre-Columbian art, and provides a growing number of cultural offerings. Guatemala City not only possesses a history and culture unique to the Central American region, it also furnishes all the modern amenities of a world-class city, ranging from an IMAX theater to the Icaro Film Festival, where independent films produced in Guatemala and Central America are debuted. So Guatemala City is located in the mountainous regions of the country between the Pacific coastal plains to the south and northern lowlands of the Petén region. The city's metropolitan area has recently grown very rapidly and has absorbed most of the neighboring municipalities of Villanueva, San Miguel, Petapa, Mixco, San Juan, Zacatepeques, I don't know how to pronounce that, San Jose Pinula, Santa Catarina Pinula, Brijanes, San Pedro Ayampuc, Avatitlan, Villa Canales, Palencia, and Chinotla, forming what is now known as the Guatemala City metropolitan area. The city is subdivided into 22 zones designed by the urban engineering of Raul Aguilar Matres, each one with its own streets, avenues, and sometimes diagonal streets, making it pretty easy to find addresses in the city. The zones are numbered 1 to 25, with zones 20, 22, and 23 not existing, as they have fallen in two other municipalities' territories. So besides the parks, the city offers a portfolio of entertainment in the region focused on the so-called Zona Viva and the Calzada Roosevelt, as well as 4 Degrees North. Casino activity is considerable, with several located in different parts of the Zona Viva, and the area around the East Market is being redeveloped. Within the financial district, are the tallest buildings in the country, including Club Premier, Tintorento, Atlantis Building, Atrium, Tikal Futura, Building of Finances, Towers, Building Batteries. It's a lot of buildings. Among many others to be used for offices, apartments, etc. Also included are projects such as Zona Pradera and Inter-America's World Financial Center. So one of the most outstanding mayors was the engineer Martin Prado Velez, who took over in 1949 and ruled the city during the reformist presidents Juan Jose Arevalo and Jacobo Arbenz Guzman. Although he was not a member of the ruling party at the time and was elected due to his well-known capabilities. Of Covenantal origin, married with Marta Comos, he studied at the University of San Carlos. And under his tenure, among other modernist works of the city, infrastructure projects included El Incienso Bridge, the construction of the Roosevelt Avenue, the main road access from east to west to the city, the town hall buildings, the numerous roadworks, which meant the widening of the colonial city, its order in the cardinal points, and the generation of a ring road with the first cloverleaf interchange in the city. In an attempt to control the rapid growth of the city, the municipal government, headed by longtime mayor Alvaro Arzu, has implemented a plan to focus growth along important arterial roads and apply transit-oriented development characteristics. This plan, denominated POT, aims to allow taller building structures of mixed uses to be built next to large arterial roads and gradually decline in height and density, moving away from such. It's also worth mentioning that due to the airport being in the south of the city, height limits based on aeronautical considerations have been applied to the construction code. This limits the maximum height for a building at 60 meters or 200 feet in Zone 10, up to 95 meters or 312 feet in Zone 1. It's getting harder to talk. So, despite its location in the tropics, Guatemala City's relatively high altitude moderates average temperatures. The city has a tropical savanna climate, bordering on a subtropical highland climate. Guatemala City is generally very warm, almost spring-like throughout the course of the year. It occasionally gets hot during the dry season, but not as hot and humid as in Central America cities at sea level. The hottest month is April, and the rainy season extends from May to October, coinciding with tropical storm and hurricane season in the western Atlantic Ocean and Caribbean Sea. While the dry season extends from November to April, the city can at times be windy, which also leads to lower ambient temperatures. Alright, so the last thing I'll talk about is demographics. So it's estimated that the population of Guatemala City proper is about 1 million, while its urban area is almost 3 million. And the growth of the city's population has been robust, abetted by the mass migration of Guatemalans from the rural hinterlands to the largest and most vibrant regional economy in Guatemala. The inhabitants of Guatemala City are incredibly diverse, given the size of the city, with those of Spanish and Mestizo descent being the most numerous. Guatemala City also has sizable indigenous populations divided among the 23 distinct Mayan groups present in Guatemala. The numerous Mayan languages are now spoken in certain quarters of Guatemala City, making the city a linguistically rich area. Foreigners and foreign immigrants comprise the final distinct group of Guatemala City inhabitants, representing a very small minority among the city's denizens. So due to mass migration from impoverished rural districts racked with political instability, Guatemala City's population has exploded since the 1970s, severely straining the existing bureaucratic and physical infrastructure of the city. As a result, chronic traffic congestion, shortages of safe potable water in some areas of the city, and a sudden and prolonged surge in crime have become perennial problems, and the infrastructure, although continuing to grow and improve in some areas, is lagging in relation to the increasing population of rural migrants who tend to be poorer. Alright, so that gives you guys a little idea of Guatemala City. And I am going to take a rest because I'm literally getting more stuffed up and it's harder to talk by the second. When we come back, we'll be starting our descent into Guatemala City, which I'm super excited to see because, as I said, we don't travel into highly rural or highly urban populations too often, or areas too often. So I'm excited to be flying into a city, into a major airport, and hopefully everything goes alright. Alright, so we got a ways to go. As I said, it's about a 2-hour flight, and we have an hour and a half left. So I'm gonna go rest my voice, and when I come back, we'll be starting our descent into Guatemala City. Alright? This is your boy Flying Guy. I'll be back. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have started our descent into Guatemala City, and let me tell you, this is probably the most interesting approach I've done in a very long time. So if you remember, I mentioned to you that Guatemala City, well, the airport that we're heading to, La Aurora International in Guatemala City, has a very high elevation. So let's just take a quick look at the approach that we're doing. And the approach, so we're doing this RNP X Rwy runway 20 approach, which has us doing a lot of terrain clearance, right? So the airport elevation, you can see here, 4,952 feet. So almost 5,000 feet. That's what the airport elevation's at. So I was actually cruising at 15,000, but had to go up to 18,000 to hit the altitude restriction for the initial approach fix. And right now we're just kind of going through all of the waypoints, making sure that we meet the altitude restrictions on the way down. So right now you just heard the warning for 1,000 feet to hit 9,300 feet. And we should be getting there fairly soon. We've actually passed this next waypoint, so we're a little late on that descent. That's fine. So the next altitude restriction that I see here is I'm assuming this is a kind of tough one to see. I think it's 6,400 feet. I don't know what T means. That's kind of a new one for me, but I guess that's what I'm going to be aiming for next. So somebody knows what this means, like, let me know. 6,400 T. I'm not too sure what that means there. But that's for 622. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but if you look at 608, sorry, this is where I should be looking. So at 608, we should be at 8,000 feet. So I think after we cross 622, we'll dial in 8,000 feet. And because it looks like we're pretty much at 8,000 feet until we intercept the glide path. Yeah, as I mentioned, there is. Sorry, I keep bringing this back. So there's just been a lot of, you see a lot of mountain, a lot of hills in the area. So we have to make sure that we avoid all of this when we're descending. We can't just go down to 8,000 feet. Otherwise, we could definitely risk running into a mountain. Overall, though, it's been a pretty good flight. Not much. It's been uneventful, which is good. But I keep telling you guys, I'm really starting to get tired of avoiding mountains and flying through clouds. Like, I can't even see what's happening ahead of me right now. So I'm just trying to trust the charts and hoping that the charts get me in safely. So now heading towards G620. G620. Still don't know what the altitude restriction is for that. So I'm just gonna stay where I am until we pass it. Then we'll go ahead and we'll descend to 8,000 after that. So I'm just gonna put this in real quick, but I'm not gonna descend quite yet. Hoping to get a good view of Guatemala City on the way in, but I'm not really too sure at this point. Like, we're pretty close to the airport. Probably about maybe 5 or 10, well, maybe 10 nautical miles out. I'm trying to kind of gauge how far away we are, but we are really close to the airport. Alright, so we've crossed through 620. So I'm going to do an aggressive descent to 8,000 feet. And adjust my altimeter as well. And I'm going to start preparing for landing, to be honest. So start getting some flaps down. Because the airport, we should be coming up on it very, very soon. But the views are incredible right now. I can't even explain how good this looks. And I hope that YouTube does it justice. But, this just looks amazing. Alright, so in preparation for landing, let's just gonna get our props full forward. Landing lights are on. They should have been on already, to be honest. Sorry, strobes could stay on. Yeah, I think we have everything in place up here. Trying to get a good view of Guatemala City. 606 is where we should be intercepting the glide path. Just gonna turn on approach mode. supposed to stay at? We should be heading straight towards the airport now, as far as I know. Actually, no, we have a little bit more to go. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen here. We could just start our descent. So I think I'm gonna try that. Let's get on to 5,000. Let's do a little descent until we could actually kind of spot the runway. Oh, look at this. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This looks amazing. Guatemala City, y'all. I wish these clouds weren't here. These clouds are totally ruining the experience right now. Let's take a look out the windows. I keep hitting that. This is co-pilot's view. At this point, I'm just trying to get lined up on the runway, or at least want to see it. So I don't know where it is. According to this, runway should be straight ahead of us. Wow, this is awesome. Look at that. So I think this is probably the best view that we've had on an approach in a long time. Okay, I see the runway straight ahead. Flaps are fully down. Okay. We can head right when we land. This is absolutely amazing though. Absolutely amazing. Alright, I'm gonna take over from here. Look at this. Like a stadium or something on the right there. That is awesome. This has been the best approach I've had in a long time. This looks absolutely stunning. Wow. I'm absolutely blown away right now. Holy smokes, what a beautiful approach. back up a little bit.
Zinc brake. 100. Zinc brake. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Guatemala City. I am absolutely floored. What an amazing approach. That is amazing. I almost want to fly that again. I can't see how I could have done that approach in a bigger aircraft. Well, maybe I would have at least had like VNAV to help out, but wow. All right, let's get our landing lights off. Stirrups can come off. Just in the grass. I think I was in the grass just now. This approach was so beautiful. I'm like afraid that something was messed up. Like I'm afraid it didn't record properly or something. I don't know, but that just looked so amazing. I didn't realize Guatemala City was that big. All right. You just come around the side here. Nothing too crazy. Just pull over here. These Airbus A320s look awesome. Alright. Alright, folks. Feather the props. Anti-collision lights will come off. No smoking seatbelt signs, all that can come off. And we can cut the engines. Whew. What a flight. When I tell you I was absolutely blown away just now, I was absolutely blown away. Like I was trying to get a view of the city while I was trying to land the plane. But yo, that was, it's not very often that I say I'm blown away, like, and really mean it, but that was absolutely amazing. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight. Next one will be coming in the next week or so, but be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the videos if you see fit. This is your boy Flyling Guy saying stay safe, and most importantly, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.